I'm choreographing a dance in this tree over here. You can't see in it all that well from the outside, but that's kind of the idea. Once you go in, there's the big trunk to the tree and a lot of branches that come out and back down, and they actually shoot roots out again when they go, so it's really a contained space inside a sort of a canopy here that I'm choreographing in. Mainly the tree itself. We came here to Ron Fleming's garden and performed some other work about a year ago, and I saw the tree and just thought it would be the perfect place to make a site-specific piece. Plus, the architecture of the tree itself really lends itself to aerial work, which is something else I've been involved in the last couple years, and I thought it would be a great way to incorporate the two things together. I don't have a ton of people. I have 9 dancers, a couple from the company, some students, and then a couple of outside people that I've never worked with before. I tried to really lay things out for people in advance, saying, you know, this is open for dancing, it is site-specific work, but it's also going to be demanding in a very different way. I mean, even very different from what ballet dancers who, you know, work in the studio all the time are used to. And so by doing that, I feel like I really ended up with a group of people who came in knowing what to expect and were willing to work in that way. So everyone has done this phrase, and you should be finished facing out. So if you're not a split person, please go to where you finish facing out. You're going to get out of the rope. You're just going to reach this way and turn and come down. Okay. Okay? You're the last person on the rope, correct? You've just done this phrase and you're down on the ground? Is that right?
And then split.
You did the split. So you're gonna do the same as Franny. After you do the split, come out, just reach back once and then crouch down to the ground and wait there until it's time.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyone else? It's great. I love this company. I feel like of all the dance companies that I know much about, this is the one where the dancers get the most freedom. We get to work with so many different choreographers and work in so many different styles. And then on top of that, Mickey Olson, our director, is really open to our ideas also, which is something you very rarely find in the dance world. And it's just a much more creative and free place to work. Even before seeing this place, I had told Dominique, you know, I think Open for Dancing, we should really do something aerial, but I couldn't figure out what to do, and she kept saying, well, you know, I think it's great, but you have to have a site. You can't just make up a site. Then when I saw this place, I just thought that the tree was perfect. Then I did some research as far as what sort of equipment I wanted to put into the tree. It's a static trapeze. It's about a 2-foot bar with 6-foot cables, and then we actually have slightly more height than that. I needed to talk to someone. Denise McGilvery is part of one of the sailing schools here in town, and she actually came and helped me with the rigging, tying some knots and making sure that we all stay safe, which is always a plus. But in doing that, she was able to, you know, a tree branch is very rarely completely horizontal, and it also varies in thickness depending where you go up and down it. And she was able to adjust how we hung the bar so that it would be level, even though what was happening above it was kind of uneven. Meredith and Shane are in that loop spinning around. You're over here. I think you can probably get there in like 3 of them, but don't rush. There's a change in the music when the girls finish spinning, and then you can start climbing up the tree. Can you be more this way? Yeah. So when you come out of this space over here, because the hammock is going to be over here anyway, so if you can come here and come in this way, you'll have space, okay?
She can begin with this?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. There are lots of things that just are unexpected. Things do come together in ways you wouldn't expect, but I do often find that, like, I go home and I have to rethink how I did things because, you know, this branch is easier to get up on than that branch, and one takes longer than the other and things like that. But other than that, the best thing about having this place is Ron Fleming was totally open to us being here, you know, for longer periods of time. In the past, I've really only ever choreographed dance for like a flat surface on a stage where things are pretty predictable. And I knew that obviously this was going to be different, but it was different in so many ways. I think it's a great idea. I wish it was a little warmer. But other than that, I think it's a really cool idea. I think there are a lot of locations around town that are just beautiful and can be made more beautiful by putting beautiful people on them. I feel like there are more locations that people don't think of necessarily than, you know, some of the obvious ones. There's a lot of great places, but even just those little places, that's how I feel about this tree in this garden. I had no idea it was here. I drove by it every day and I had no idea it was here until I came in and looked. You go home and you think about it, and if you're choreographing for a stage, you can pretty much plan out everything you're gonna do, and then it's just a matter of making sure that people can do what you want and do it in the right timing, and making slight adjustments here and there. But here I feel like I really had to do a lot more of the work on site because I don't have this tree at my house. And even if I found another tree, it wouldn't be the same. So really every bit of choreography for any dancer in the tree is not just unique to that dancer, it's really unique to the tree because there's no other way to go about it. Go home and rest and take care of your hands. Thank you. Good job. Good job.